Parents in Florence on alert after a middle school student creates what's called a death list. Thanks for choosing us. I'm Katie Rammel. Steve has the night off. We want to start by assuring you school officials say this student had no way to carry out his wishes, but nonetheless, it's disturbing. ABC 15's Mary Ellen Resendez explains what was found and how school officials were tipped off.
Thank God that it got caught.
A sigh of relief from parents after middle school students at Anthem K-8 in Florence alert teachers to a fellow student's troubling text message.
He was threatening suicide. He didn't get graphic about how he was planning to do it, but he did appear to have a plan.
School administrators didn't find any weapons on the student, but they did find this book.
It's a book called Death Note. It's kind of a Japanese-style comic book that is very dark.
The book talks about, quote, suicide as a valid cause of death. With it, a journal of sorts, also titled Death Note. Inside, a passage saying, the human whose names is written in this note shall die. And behind those pages, a list of students' names.
It's like a witch's spell. If you write their name in here, some harm will come to them. There was no specific threat. There was no specific, I'm going to harm them.
School officials say over the weekend, the students' parents did see some warning signs, and it actually kept him out of school for a few days. It was a close call, but parents say in this case, students did the right thing.
At least one, the kid was proactive enough in the first place to realize that something needed to be done.
School officials say it's unlikely charges will be filed in this case since help is what's needed most. In Florence, Mary Ellen Resendez, ABC 15 News.
You know, for parents, it is so difficult to spot and maybe even admit the warning signs if your kid might be in trouble. So that's why we took action today and spoke with the executive director of Parenting Arizona. And she gave us a whole list of signs we really should all be aware of.
Dramatic changes in the regular routine, sleeping, eating, those types of things indicate the depression. Perhaps the child isn't eating at all, or perhaps he's gorging or she's gorging himself with foods.
We also mentioned why it's so important we talk to our children and their friends, and if we see the warning signs, we've got to act on it.